Hey everyone, welcome to the Rewind Entertainment Podcast, episode 11. I'm here with Tyler,
Good guys.
Nick,
Hey.
Bryce,
Hey everybody.
and Jason.
What's going on?
All right, we got our first topic of the week. We are talking about the recent Black Ops 4 Call of Duty beta discussion. So a couple of us played it on the opening weekend for PlayStation 4. I want to get your thoughts, specifically Nick, because I know you played it. How do you feel about it right now? What's some good things? What's some bad things?
Things so far, I just love playing it because just strictly the sound quality.
Yeah, the sound is pretty good. I'm actually excited for the gunplay. It feels just like it used to. It's still good. A lot of the
Yeah.
smaller type tweaks that they did for the health system, it really brings to light the BR game mode that they're bringing to the table. I can see what they're doing with it because it's no longer a regeneration. You have to activate a button to heal. It heals you all the way. It's a very slow, or it's a very fast cooldown. But it's there. I have a feeling they're going to be using that in the BR, and they're doing a beta for that in sometime in September. But for you guys that haven't played it and watched some streams, how do y'all feel about it? Just looking at it.
I looks. I think it's a lot cleaner. It looks like they're getting rid of that jump pack bullshit and going back to the basis of Black Ops, which Black Ops 2 was one of my go-to Black Ops games.
Yeah, I agree. It was
When me in Rust, or when me in Newtown, I mean.
So like last year when they did World War II, everyone was excited about boots on the ground, no more jetpacks, all that good stuff, gone, or quote unquote good stuff, no more jetpacks. Yeah, and I think they tried the extreme going World War II, and it just felt sort of old still, being boots on the ground, having older guns. This one just has a different feel to it because it feels a little bit more new, more modern, more futuristic weapons and things like that.
I think they did a cross for both of them, like right in the sweet spot where
Yeah,
you're boots on the ground. It's the old Call of Duty, but there's a lot more mobility than the old Call of Duty. But it's not jetpacks, and it's not going crazy. We're going 800 miles an hour off walls and everything.
Yeah, they have a lot of different. They have a nice little class system going on too. One of them has a cool little grappling hook, and that's kind of their new way of adding new movement and things like that. And it's a really interesting. I really like it. It's just it was a blast to play, and I'm excited to play it again this weekend. Even on PC, I think everyone gets to play it for a day for free.
And they brought
Really?
shields back too.
Yes. There's
They did.
Yeah, there's all these little different classes or special operation guys. All of them have like different abilities that replace nades, and so one is on your right bumper, one's on your left bumper, and their abilities. One of them that I ended up playing a lot is the guy. He had a shield for one of his abilities, and then a flashbang that did like 9 different flashes if you charged it on the other one, which is pretty cool. And then there's other ones like the grapple hook. There's one that shoots like a sensor dart. It's really cool. It's just really nice. I really like it.
I feel like they're going to change a lot for this next weekend because of all the feedback they've gotten and stuff.
Yeah, it looks like they're being really active about their feedback too. So it's just
Yeah.
like one thing that I like is that it does seem like a really active beta process compared
What
to
do I
other
think
ones.
the BR is gonna be like though? Because if you think about it, when you're running around 1v1 in basic multiplayer, you die pretty quick. So are they gonna? You think they're gonna lengthen out your health, or try to focus on
Bigger maps or
bigger maps, health management, and stuff like that. I mean, I think I read somewhere that they were talking about the thing that was going to distinguish them was their vehicles, which is fine. But I'm just kind of curious on how we're going to take a Call of Duty game where you can die pretty quick and turn it into a BR game.
So the time to kill is definitely a lot longer. It's lengthened. It's a lot longer than it has been in other ones. That's why there's that health bar. You can see that health bar actually draining through. There hasn't been a time where I've one or two shot someone with an AR. It's only happened with a sniper. So maybe it could be that maybe in the BR the weapons do less damage in there.
Okay.
That's one thing I can see in it, or you just get more health.
Yeah, probably like an overshield and whatnot.
Yeah,
Just
you
like
probably get something like that. One thing that I feel like might get implemented is the system. I mean, and this is all speculation here, is the system from Islands of the Nine, where you can carry a few different attachments. So you can carry a laser sight or a laser dot, a red dot sight, some sort of grip, and then take them off interchangeably when you find a new gun or something like that. It's been really cool, and I like to see more. It's definitely growing on me for sure.
Well, when I saw the trailer when it first came out, they had like the old RC cars and everything, the bombs. So are those back?
Yeah, they're back. It's the
right.
smallest. It's the smallest kill streak or score streak. It's back to score streak. Yeah, score streaks. To where it's points, so it's not necessarily kills.
Yeah.
And it's back. It seems like it doesn't do as much damage, but I have gotten like a double kill with it.
Yeah.
So, like you have to get a lot closer, and it seems like it's easier to shoot down too.
Well, it seems like what's the Predator missiles are going to be overpowered because you're coming down and you're going to see where everybody's at. And so imagine coming down to Fortnite, and everybody lit up, and you can see everybody's position.
Oh, I don't think there will be score streaks in BR.
You know,
But they
I
said
think there
something
will.
about their vehicles. There may even be aerial vehicles.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could see
I mean, they could implement that, but I have a feeling there won't be any score streaks.
Well, no, in the BR test trailer when they first announced it, they were driving around RC cars.
Right,
So
maybe
that's
that's something that you pick up and it acts like a grenade
That would be
or
something
something.
you find. Like that's like,
Okay.
oh,
Yeah.
I found a car, or you find a certain aerial or air vehicle or something like that, like an airplane or something. I don't know how they're gonna balance it out. My thing is that you guys playing it. Did you think the enough, or just like, did you enjoy your multiplayer experience enough for them not to have a single player mode?
It really depends for me how the BR is.
I enjoyed it enough because the last couple Black Ops campaigns they're out there. But yeah, I feel like the multiplayer, is it worth $60? Question. That's a good
$60
question.
just for multiplayer.
No, it's multiplayer, zombies, and BR.
Well,
That's
right,
what they're going into.
Still just
All
multiplayer.
multiplayer.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
yeah.
multiplayer, $60 for a purely multiplayer game, no single player campaign.
That's rough for a COD game. I would think.
We'll
See
we'll
what,
see because
you know,
apparently
the-
there's some sort of kind of, I guess, like a small story per each BR mode. From what I think I've read, it tells like a
an
small story.
underlying
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Because
there's a
when I
reason
saw-
why you're doing this thing. There's a reason why you're in the BR, and that's about it. Like it's more of a story than just dropping in on PUBG or Fortnite or something like that.
Do you think the BR is going to be good though? Because this is like the first mainstream game that is turning into a BR. So we already had the precedence of Call of Duty. We know what that's like, but we never had a game that we've used to that's introducing a BR. So every BR we played started off with BR. So
Right.
is that? I mean, it's going to be.
Well, Fortnite technically didn't. Fortnite was the save the world thing where you are
Well,
doing
again,
horde and waves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
they started on that buff like at the same time, just didn't release it at the same time. But
No,
It's
yeah, you're
really
right. You're
early
right.
access
Yeah.
rather than just pretend early access. That's like
but
when they
I mean, we didn't play Save the World, so we weren't used to Fortnite Save the World whatsoever. But I mean, we've all played. Like, let's say, is Halo going to come out with one now? If this is going to be something people love, so that's something to think about, I guess.
It is something to think about. It's just something that I don't believe will be in stuff like Halo, because Halo, people think of Halo, they strictly think of arena shooter, and they haven't like announced a BR mode for anything like Quake or um what are the other games from Bethesda, like games like that.
When I think of Call of Duty, I think of good single player campaigns and just like the arena shooter kind of thing. Now, you never think open anything. You never think besides like you have search and destroy where you have one life, but that's nothing compared to a BR. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So just if Call of Duty is going to restructure their entire line to fit the multiplayer BR kind of mentality, easy for Halo to do the exact same thing and just find a way to make it work within their particular, storyline or franchise.
well, you can see the evidence of them going the BR way in the current beta, in just current regular multiplayer with their new health system, and kind of how they're structuring usables, like their grenades and stuff. You can see the foundation is being altered to fit that style of game mode.
I think as long as they make it unique and it's different than the others, then they got something. Now I don't know. I'm still kind of hung up on that
I'm
price
skeptical.
point though.
Yeah, I mean they're just, it's gonna be like that, and it's gonna be like that kind of with Battlefield.
Yeah.
So any other final thoughts for you guys?
I'm looking forward to it. So
I'm interested to
see.
see how they approach it. You know what I mean? I don't know. For me, pre-ordering or even buying the first week or so is something I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna wait just because I
Same here.
want to see what they do. I think that they have an opportunity to do something really, really great, but they also have an opportunity to kind of screw over half their fan base that is expecting this to either be a huge success or a huge failure.
Yep.
Yep.
I agree.
We shall see. All right, let's move on to our next topic. There was a new Venom trailer for the movie that's coming out. It had some extra things in it, and people are speculating about it. Just like Tyler and Bryce, they were talking about it a little bit earlier here. What do you guys think about the new trailer and possible new origin story for Venom?
Man, dude, I'm so excited for this Venom. First of all, I think Tom Hardy is a phenomenal actor. And I'm like, just watching the trailers, like, I already believe him as the character, like I've seen, like, the way he's like been in those trailers, just is like, oh my gosh, like this guy is going to play the perfect Brock. And even the director, I really like the director. Last name is like Ruben Fletcher or something like that. He did Zombieland. He did the movie Zombieland. Love that movie. I don't know. I'm really excited for it. I'm really hopeful for it.
The effects are on point. I could say that. The character looks like the character, which is nice. Sometimes they can take a character and completely ruin it, like in Titans. So, sorry, there's a jab there, but yeah. I mean, Venom's gonna be
Talking about go
this
see the last episode, huh?
this his beastly creature, and Brock. I mean, yes, he's playing playing great, but you can also tell that he is playing a character that can be easily manipulated, which the symbiote feeds off of, and the same thing with Carnage and Anti-Venom and all the rest. So I'm glad to see that they're portraying him as he's supposed to.
He's supposed to be an anti-hero in this one, isn't he? Like he's supposed to be the protagonist of the story. Like, doesn't he?
Well,
Isn't
the
he supposed to be
trailer
like kind of
showed
the hero?
another symbiote out.
He's
Not I
supposed to
don't.
be.
It doesn't look like it's Carnage. It looks like a different one, but
Is
there
it the
is
white
another
one?
symbiote.
If
I
it's the
didn't see
white
the
one, it's
color.
anti-venom. There's a. I
There's
think
like a
when
group
we
of
posted
5.
it on. I think when we posted it on our site, there was a freeze frame of it, and for whatever reason, I thought it was the white one. So I'm thinking it's anti-venom, which, if you think about it, it's not a bad villain for a Venom movie. So Venom, anti-venom, we're good to go. Um, well, I'm definitely curious on how much or how in depth the story will go, or if it will focus mainly on action.
Yeah, I don't know. I think through the trailers you kind of see that they're really trying to develop the character by showing less of just the action, like in just the trailers alone, you see less action and more of him struggling between the two, like keeping his own identity, but then also falling victim to the symbiote. Kind of the
Yeah.
angle they're going at is the character development for that for Brock. And I'm really interested how they tackle the new origin story because in this one Spider-Man's not going to have the symbiote first, so the abilities that he'll have won't mimic that of a spider. It will be something different because the reason it mimics that of a spider is because it was on Peter Parker first. And then that's why you get the whole look to him, and that's why he's he's like the perfect villain towards Spider-Man because he's basically the complete inverse of that kind of character.
Have we had a change in origin story since Secret Wars, or
We did. They just released a new comic, and it completely changes the symbiote origin story. Like from an alien species to actually being created, and they even came up with like a symbiote god. His name's Noel, and apparently he was the king of the void before the Celestials and everything started creating stuff. What basically the storyline goes, kills Celestials and then uses like of one Celestial to make his own species, and that's the symbiotes that we know. And they live on their own planet, like Clintar, I think it was. Clintar was the planet. That's going to be a real interesting storyline because if they eventually take Venom over into more of the Marvel universe, with Thor and all those guys, and goes along with the Thor, the God of Thunder comic books by Jason Aaron, across with the God Butcher and stuff like that. It's a great storyline. It's fantastic.
Jason Aaron's a pretty cool dude. Met him the last Comic Con I went to. He was hanging out with Scotty Young. Yeah, no, it should be interesting. I don't know if the movie will go into that far of origin
Probably
story.
not, but it could be setting it up, is what I'm saying.
For
Because
sure, yeah.
what it looked like, because the comic that actually brings in Null, the symbiote god, is like the 4th in the series. So the first 3 are creating Brock as a character and Venom, and then they actually get all this revelation through a dream or a flashback that they have during one night, and that's how that whole story arc develops. But
Okay.
the reason I think it's going to maybe coordinate is because the costume or the skin that goes around Brock and the way it looks exactly like the first issue to this new origin story, where it's more of it's like lightning in the background and stuff like that, and where it's not a spider symbol but like lightning going across the body and stuff like that. So I didn't know if that's how they were going to take that into that route, to see if that's, because it's weird that this would come out long before this movie got released, and then how they're changing the origin story in this movie. So I don't know if they're going to change it again or if they're going to follow this. Or though it's probably I'm most hyped for that movie.
It's kind of really interesting to see what could happen. I've watched a couple of videos where people are predicting that Kevin Feige, who's the MCU head of all the movies, is kind of wanting to see how Venom does, since it's technically under the Sony Marvel universe, to see like if it does well enough. Maybe at some point they can do some multiverse thing and have Venom cross over to Spider-Man, and then maybe, when they battle, that's when you can get the kind of symbol going across Venom when he finally meets Spider-Man for the first time, and just getting all of that, uh, and that finding a way to get the symbol on him and make him look like the Venom we all know.
And then if you're gonna do that, you might as well make it where he drops in while Spider-Man's fighting Carnage. That way you can knock out both characters in the same movie.
Yeah, I
So that
think
seems
that'd
that's
be
the ultimate
interesting.
that's the ultimate team battle is for Spider-Man to fight both.
Yeah, because now that with the MCU, now that we've established like, hey, cosmic stuff, and people are just accepting it now, because at the beginning of superheroes, people were wanting gritty stuff, and that's why
Yeah.
people like Batman and things like that. But now people are more
Holy crap.
accepting of space and
It's more
weird
of why
stuff.
Iron Man 3 failed.
Yeah,
Because they took the character that was cosmic and butchered him.
right.
And then they made him a joke, and then they pushed him into another character that was then two villains at the same time. It was just that was a mess. And I think if they had just um, left the villain a cosmic type character, then we would have been just fine. And it would have worked with Tony's PTSD, because he's already, holy crap, people just came from space and attacked us from Avengers, and that's when Iron Man 3 picks up. So
Right.
to have another villain that he's fighting, or his next villain he's fighting, is one of those cosmic characters, why not? Or the guy's powers come from cosmic areas anyway.
Yeah, I think with Spider-Man being a part of the Avengers right now, I think it's the perfect time to start developing some of his more serious adversaries, and I think that this is absolutely a tester kind of thing to see how Venom does, to see how that kind of an anti-villain, really a main character in that storyline, how they can do on a standalone, and then see if they can incorporate that later on into future Spider-Man movies or stuff like that. I feel like eventually they might be some kind of crossover. I think that's why they're choosing now to develop those Spider-Man villains rather than before, is because Marvel's starting to make moves to bring that whole genre over toward their side, or that whole universe over to their side, to where they can start
So
putting
what
those
do you
things into effect.
do you think they should have made it R?
Yes.
I don't think so. I think they did the right move. I think if they would have done R, it's not going to do as well off the bat as
It's not going to be like a Deadpool, but I mean, he is a brutal character. I guess he could be a PG-13, but if they ever did make a standalone Carnage or something like that, I would hope that it was an R, because that's what
I
Carnage
watch
is
a
about.
rated R Spider-Man movie. Like, Spider-Man's a pretty loved character, and I don't think they're gonna make a rated R Spider-Man movie. And so it would
that's
be
what I was-
really
I was
hard
gonna
for
ask that
those
as well,
crossovers
like-
to happen. If one was rated R, then you have like this really gritty, nasty character, and then a PG-13 movie, and then it's like it doesn't mix well. I feel the lighter side of things with such a gritty, dark side of things. I don't think they could cross those over as easy as just making it a PG-13 movie all the way around.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, how do you think the crossover, if it does happen, will happen? Do you think it'll be like streamless, or it's just going to be like a gritty movie versus a kids movie? Because Spider-Man really doesn't get too dark. I mean, they've tried it and failed
It does.
Yeah, we're at the darkest of their characters right now.
That,
he's still
Carnage is probably
joking.
darker, but like that, the symbiotes as a whole are the darkest characters he kind of fights.
Yeah, and Peter Parker right now, Tom Hardy is going through a lot, but he's still joking around and everything. So if he put up against Venom or Carnage, like, how is that going to look towards Peter Parker's character right now? Like, I don't know how he would do that.
It's going to be tough, and I think it's because we've had so many iterations of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
If you think of it, we've had what are we up to?
It's a PG-13
eight
movie,
movies or
but
something?
Venom looks scary, and he looks
Yes.
scary in the trailer in the first trailer when he picks up that guy and the teeth go around his head. That was freaking scary. That was like a good Venom character. I was sitting like, that is the perfect representation of how I want to see Venom go from Brock to Venom. You know what I mean?
So I think it's going to be an audience change to be honest. I don't think you're gonna have your average Spider-Man fan. I mean, like kiddos that want to go watch Spider-Man. If there was a movie where they combine the two, I don't think they're gonna put them. I don't think those kids would want to go see that.
Yeah,
It
I
would
think
be
it's gonna be
more.
more
I
of
think
a
it'd be more for the adults that
yeah. I
enjoy
agree.
those two villains.
I really
It's gonna
don't
be
think
more
they're
a-
gonna
a
go over
Deadpool
PG-13.
I don't think they will either. I wish they did.
Well, Marvel is doing a good thing right now. They're making good quality movies that represent the characters really well without having to make it R.
Well,
Where
no. What about
Wolverine,
Wolverine, man?
Marvel's creation. That was Fox's creation. That was their studio. That was them doing that, and that was because he was going out.
Well,
Look,
the thing is,
we
but when
haven't
Marvel
really
got
captured.
hold of him, then it became R because it was acceptable for Deadpool to be R. I mean, if you think about it, a character that literally his only powers are claws and healing, you're going to see blood. You're going to see cussing. You're going to see all that. So every time we saw him fighting, it was so lackluster. It was annoying, in my opinion.
Well, the
I,
thing,
I, I yeah.
well, the thing is for the everything in the MCU, if we're planning on seeing a Venom in the MCU, it's gonna be PG-13 highest no matter what.
Exactly.
I mean, they could do those one shots and make them R, or Fox could because they had the characters to do it that people wanted, like Wolverine and Deadpool. But
Yeah, I think Venom has a huge audience right now.
Yeah, right now
it has its core audience, people who know about it and read the comics. But the everyday average Marvel movie fan doesn't know anything about Venom. And
It's
so
trying to gain traction right now. So
that's
like,
what they're
that's
trying
the
to do.
thing.
So I understand coming out of the gate with the PG-13 to draw more
I
people
mean,
in.
how many movies did Wolverine have before he got his first rated R movie?
Too
You
many.
know?
yeah, it was way too
It's
many.
like people who just came out, but that was just the reason that did so good is their marketing team freaking crushed it. Man. Deadpool was
No,
Deadpool
Ryan Reynolds
24/7.
and Wolverine crushed it, is what it was, because they were the ones that leaked the footage in the first place. Because all the companies told them they weren't going to put it out there, so they leaked it, and it created so much hype that there was so many fans that like, you better make this movie.
Gotta make the movie,
And
man.
so they did. They took the chance and did it, and then wound up going, okay, we're idiots. We should have been making this a long time ago.
So, how about some final thoughts on Venom and what we're expecting?
Super hype. It's probably one of the more hype movies that I'm waiting to see coming out soon.
I'm thinking no less than a 7 out of 10.
You're going
I
for
mean,
a 7, huh?
Based
It
off
better
the
not be
trailers,
less than a 7 out of 10. It'll be a
based
failure
on
if
the
it is.
trailers, dude, I'm giving it a good in between 8 and 9. You know, solid 8. Though, like that's the thing. If the movies like finish out what the trailers kind of led me to believe it's going to be about, I think it's going to be a 9. Personally,
I think it'll probably be a 6 or 7, just based
maybe.
off what I see. Like, you kind of have hope for it, but we'll see.
I have a love for the character, so I rate it a little higher.
I'm hoping for an 8 or 9 because I really want this to be
I'm on the
really
hype
good.
train, man. I'm on the hype train.
I'm hoping, but
We watched a lot of
7 or 8.
trailers last week, and I like these trailers better than any trailer we reviewed on our last podcast. I like these trailers far better than those.
Yeah, I do like a gritty movie where you don't know what he's gonna do, or I do like that aspect of it. I'm hoping for a 9, but I'll keep my.
It's basically
Reasonable.
a superhero split, like that split personality thing, to where like they're constantly fighting each other. I think that's gonna probably be the most interesting thing with the fighting added on, like the action added on. I think it's gonna be a good movie, but we'll see.
Alrighty.
All right, so our last topic of discussion kind of encompasses a little bit of where we get our entertainment, whether it's in video form, text form, picture form, whatever you want to look at. Kind of like social media platforms that we look at, things like Twitter, Facebook, Twitch is very, very big with us right now, but also if you can kind of believe it, social platforms like YouTube and SoundCloud all these other type of things. So, what do you guys go to get your entertainment? Because I know everyone's slowly getting away from TV and radio and things like that.
Mine's Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I don't even have an Instagram or a Twitter. So
That's the thing, man. Like, there's a lot of growth opportunity on Twitter. There's a lot of growth opportunity on Instagram. If you want to grow something like we're trying to do now with our
As I say,
podcast,
if you take Twitter, I'm not saying you have to like it, but if you're going to use it as a tool, I think Rich had mentioned it the other day. It's something that takes off so fast, but you have to be pretty careful with it, as we saw with Gun, right? Um, on Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, I'm seeing a lot more actors and stuff getting in trouble because of Twitter.
well, it's because
Rosie,
of things that they tweeted
Roseanne.
back at a time where we're
Yeah.
not at this like super PC age where, oh, you said something 10 years ago on Twitter.
Well,
We're
there's that,
gonna
and
we're
there's
gonna beat you up
also
for it.
Roseanne. Yeah, Roseanne's current stuff. I mean, some of it's in
Roseanne.
bad taste and
did
stuff
you
like
just
that.
use
But
Roseanne as a pimp?
she just got nixed for that shit. So
No,
I mean,
that was because she was on sleeping pills and did it. It wasn't because she did
well,
it 10 years
yes,
ago.
but the thing is you got to be careful with the tool. Is what I'm getting at. It's a
I
great
think
tool
that's
to
Be
anything.
careful with the
grow,
tool.
but you have to be careful on what you put out there, because not everybody. I mean, the problem is we're having to get into this PC society where,
Ugh.
hey, this guy didn't like the fact that I used ass instead of butt. Who cares? Don't read it.
The
I don't
people
care.
care. That's
The
what the
people
problem
apparently,
is.
social justice
You have
warriors
to
care,
listen to the people, man.
but but Twitter is a great tool to get stuff out there quick and fast, and it just exponentially grows.
Yeah, you got to learn how to
Yeah.
use it well because you do only have 140 characters. You got to use every single one of them.
Your words matter.
Yeah, your words matter on there, and it's quick and easy to read something like that in 2 seconds. That's why Instagram is kind of blowing up too. It's a picture. It had, like they say,
Or
a picture
small
has
video.
a small video as
Yeah.
well.
Well, I think
Picture says a
Instagram is
thousand
gonna
words.
be the number one not too far in the future, man. I think they just released Instagram TV, which is like direct competitors to YouTube, and YouTube's been dying out for a while now. Like I still like YouTube, I still go to it, but there's a lot of creators, a lot of people
YouTube is
on
like
it,
the warehouse of I need to go find an old video on something.
and
But
so a lot of
YouTube is imploding. They're imploding on themselves. They're
Yeah,
killing
they're doing it
themselves.
to themselves,
the
but I
companies
watch
just
YouTube
screw
videos
themselves
to go to
over.
sleep.
Yeah, totally. But now that there's Instagram TV and a lot of creators are going to start putting stuff on Instagram, I personally think Instagram is
It's
going to
cleaner.
be
I'll put it
it's
that way.
cleaner. It's going to be the most like as far as growth goes. If we're talking pure growth, I think that as Instagram grows and you're trying to put stuff on Instagram, you can only grow with it. You know what I mean? It's like if you get in at the beginning of something, you have far better chance of growing with it than when it's on its decline, like YouTube and Facebook. Facebook's still really popular. A lot of people use Facebook, but the demographic of people who are on Facebook every day is much older
Well,
than
there's also that logarithm that like shows you only like the top 25 or 30 people. You have to either
which
go
is dumb.
deactivate
And also, Facebook. This is the first time in their history they did not hit their projected numbers.
wow.
I mean, it was like 46.7 million or something like that, or billion, and they went 46.4. I know it's not a lot, but it's the first time in its entire history, and they lost they lost billions of dollars when that came out. I mean, they made up for it. They're making money, but it shows it's on a slow decline.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when it comes to looking for entertainment, I would probably go YouTube or just Google search in general. But when it comes to like random videos or stuff like that, Facebook is kind of there, fills in the gap of boring days at work.
And there are some Twitch streamers that are trying to move to Facebook, which is
to stream
seen that.
free.
yeah,
Facebook
to
Live
stream,
or what?
yeah, on
Oh,
Facebook
okay.
Live,
Facebook
yeah.
Live, yeah. Stone
Live
Mountain,
and-
Stone Mountain 64.
Yeah.
He's on Facebook all the time. I mean, he's constantly getting 2, 3, 4, 5,000 people.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was watching one and they were 20K plus. I forget who I was watching, but I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
this
the
is
the only thing about Facebook that I don't like is that you kind of can't keep a sort of anonymity to yourself. Whereas the
Sure.
other platforms, you kind of can if you want to. Um, I mean, you could always just like things under a Facebook page or make a fake Facebook account or whatever, but
Nobody
um,
wants
I
to do
think Twitch is
that.
going to grow as well. So I think Twitch is on the rise and is going to continue to get bigger. And Twitch, was predominantly a gaming platform where people could stream gaming stuff, but now people are putting like podcasts, vlogs, all that kind of stuff up there.
When they
And,
added the IRL section, it blew up.
That's
definitely.
true. Yeah.
It's good.
And
point.
also when they partnered up with Amazon, they skyrocketed. That was the smartest move ever with a free subscription.
Partners with Amazon.
And Amazon,
that's
and
smart move.
Amazon's like, hell yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, you get
with-
free games with Amazon Prime if you link your Twitch account to it. It's pretty cool.
You get
They're
a.
pretty cool.
I mean, just the way they did it, like it cost me nothing. It cost and what?
Well, it
majority of
costs you an
people-
Amazon Prime account,
Well,
but
majority of the
you
people
get
already
everything
have
free on
Amazon.
Twitch.
So, but if you are a Twitch user, didn't have Amazon, you're most likely to get Amazon now. I mean, it works for everybody because no matter what stream you go into, they're always saying it. So it's genius marketing on both sides, I think.
It is real good, and I guess just when you're talking about social media, it really just depends on who your demographic is, because you can see large growth on any one of those things, but it's who you're trying to talk to. Certain platforms are just better at that than others. Like, Twitch is really, really cool, but if it's not complemented with other stuff, sometimes people kind of struggle. Like a lot of people have their own.
Especially if you're trying to
I
get like
don't
new
know.
followers and stuff off your Facebook
Yeah.
friends. And a lot of them like, what's Twitch? And then you try to get into, oh, I have to make an account. No, I don't want to do that.
You have to
And
decide what your face is going to be, and then the other social medias have to be the backbone for it. Like, I think that's what I feel is
Which-
because all the
which-
medias are like interlinked,
yeah, I was gonna say they've been pretty smart with that. Because especially with Twitch, I mean, Twitch has the ability. Hey, as soon as your video downloads to our thing, we upload it to your YouTube account, or we can
Yeah,
send off. We can
totally.
send off tweets directly from Twitch onto your Twitter account.
Social medias are
that's smart.
competing and working together at the same time because they understand that people nowadays are on multiple platforms multiple times a day. And so you have to decide which place you want your face to be. Like, which place is that like going to be the brand or whatever? Like, that's going to be the main spot that you spend most of the focus on. And then what other social medias are going to use as its backbone to give a little bit more of some body to it.
And either
'Cause
way,
you can't just be on one
everybody
anymore,
benefits no matter what. No matter which
Agreed.
ones you use, yeah. So
That
super smart on all
is
of them.
true. All right, let's any final thoughts for you guys?
I'm still waiting for somebody to say MySpace. I've been waiting my turn this whole time.
Oh yeah, you gonna put your sweet music on there?
When Instagram or whoever starts putting HTML own videos on my Instagram, I'm telling you, it's gonna blow up.
Gonna
I
blow up?
remember you guys when I'm at the top though.
All right, dude.
Come,
I'll go to.
I'll look up your MySpace account, man.
Yeah, so it can blast random
I'll-
music in front of me at full volume
Should've
when
hit
I'm
me
not
up on
expecting
IM,
it.
though.
Yeah.
I think our
I got
computers
you.
nowadays can run a MySpace page. So
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
can
at a
load it.
proper speed, and it doesn't load.
Actually, we are forgetting about GeoCities too. That's my favorite place.
We have 16 core computers now. We can finally load a MySpace page.
Well, all right. One question on the social media thing right before we head out. Like, what was your guys' like nostalgic social platform or anything? Was it MySpace or just get music or anything? Was it like what?
Xanga. Xanga,
That was for
Oh
all the
my
emo
gosh,
people.
dude.
dude. I'd love to. When I was a kid, it was Xanga, man. That's where all the kids are at.
It's all about
Oh.
Club Penguin. Stop lying, dude.
No.
Back in my day,
Club
we just made
Penguin
up
was the
about
greatest social platform ever created. They died.
That shows how much younger you are.
Yeah, I don't even know
Club
what the hell
Penguin,
that is.
Neopets. That's up
Oh,
there.
Neopets, I know that one.
Let me tell you about Neopets, man. I love that.
Tell us.
Neopets.
Ellis, tell us about them Neopets.
The greatest of the pets of Neo, I tell you.
Yes.
I'm gonna look up my Xenga right now.
It's probably
Look
gone,
up your
dude.
pets. You haven't fed them in years. They're all dead now.
It's fine. I got new ones.
All right. Well, so let's sign off here. Tyler, where can we find you outside of the podcast?
All right, so I'm gonna be setting up my Facebook page and stuff this week for the Middle Truth of Tyler Bates, and so you guys can go follow that. We released our first episodes on August 20th, and so it's gonna be super exciting. Can't wait for you guys to come check it out.
Sweet. Okay, Nick, what about you? You ready for your MySpace shout out?
I mean, I got to make sure it's still active. I'll get back to you on that for the next one. But you can catch me in your closet, under your bed, in your dreams. But when you're alone at night, I'll be there.
Nice. All right, Bryce, what
God.
about you?
Somebody just caught me. Gotta go.
Well, you can catch me on Twitch, TX the Monkey Boy. And then I heard y'all were going to QuakeCon. Y'all gonna reach out to some folks down there?
Yeah, we're gonna hit up some QuakeCon people. So anyone who will be there, Jason, Matt, and myself, yes, me, will be
Social
there.
media platform are you posting it on?
We're gonna be doing some Instagrams. We're gonna be doing some Facebooks. So it should be a fun time.
The truth comes out.
More than
Those
one
are the
of
best
each.
platforms.
I'm
Confirmed by TX.
Also,
Rewind
news.
Entertainment Xenga.
Yeah. Oh man. Also, our winner from the contest has posted his pictures on our page, so I will definitely share that out there so everybody can see what he got. And then hopefully we can get another contest going here pretty soon.
Yes, that'd be awesome. So wait for that. What about you, Jason? Where can we see you outside the podcast?
Rewind Entertainment, of course, Facebook page, and Twitch.tv. So it's TX Animal. So I haven't been streaming much lately, but plan on changing that. So
Nice.
exciting.
All right, and that was episode 11 of the Rewind Entertainment podcast. You can find me, Andrew, twitch.tv/txarich, twitter.com/txarich, and instagram.com/txarich. Be posting some cool stuff on there, and there will be a big giveaway reveal once I hit 300 follows on Twitch. I'm currently one away, so the lucky 300 could be you.
What does the 300 person get? Choose your words wisely.
No,
Is
it
nudes?
reveals
They get
the
Nick under
giveaway.
bed.
Yeah, they get Nick under their bed too. So
They're already gonna have that.
yeah.
We need sweet ass pics, Andrew. Come on.
Okay.
I'll find someone.
We'll see. All right, but yeah, that's it. I hope everyone has a good day, night, afternoon. See you guys. Bye.
See
See ya.
Yeah. Loser.
Sorry. Okay.
Leave
All right,
that in.
starting
What
in
an
3,
idiot.
2, 1.